They have it on the line. That's right. Oh, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you. Kiss her once for me. I thought I'd open with a song.
Christmas. I have a morning voice going on right now.
But they can't see you. They can't see you. Whenever we do this, it ends up messing up.
Yeah, it's gonna. Good morning.
Oh, the mistletoe. What's your part?
I don't know, but I can
Hung where you can see. Somebody. You gotta take it to church. They waited for you. Santa's waiting. What's so it's for me? Have a holly jolly Christmas. Okay, I'm trying to put it on you so that everybody can see you too. And when you walk down the street,
well, good morning.
oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas. Hey, Christmas.
Very lively this morning.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, really? I'm trying to get there.
I'm trying to show all the stuff.
Well, I don't see anybody on. Good morning to you. Good morning. And I'm speaking loud because we're on the highway. And I just want to jump on because we haven't gone live in the car together for quite a snippet. It's
been a little while.
Quite a snippet. It's been quite a snippet. How do you see the comment when it's like that?
Okay, just.
Okay, see, you know how to get it to where I can just see if anybody's on it.
Yeah, you can see it there, but there ain't nobody saying nothing.
It says a couple up there, but I don't know how to. You know what you do? If you hit the chat box.
Ain't nobody saying nothing.
I
But
know,
good
but-
morning. No, that don't work.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Last time
I don't know.
We got it to go.
But either way, there's something that you had to say.
No, I just thought we'd get on here and talk about time. You know,
Time.
we're talking about Ephesians 5:16. It says what does it say? To not recover time, but to use time wisely. I thought we could just get on and talk about time while we were on our way. Oh, we gotta talk about where we're going to church for those who are. Was that RSVP?
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Well,
was registration
oh,
only.
registration only. Okay. Well, either way, we're on our way to church because we're excited because we're doing the Christmas Kids and Crafts. So we can still talk about it.
Well,
So for
yeah.
those that are coming, it's RSVP. I don't know if you can still RSVP
Well,
because I think it's
had a
done.
head count, but
Yeah.
either way, that part is done.
But it's
For
still
those
okay.
of
It's
you that
still
have
okay.
registered and there's limited seating, and well, we're pretty much at capacity.
We're at capacity, but that's where we're going. So we're excited because we're getting into the holiday spirit at the Cathedral of Praise.
It's
Yes.
the holiday season.
Holiday season.
Well, what do you do when Dickory dock? And I don't know the rest
To
of the
hang up the clock,
words.
the sock, and just exactly it's 12 o'clock. Jesus coming down in the house.
Okay.
Change it up.
Yeah. But anyway, we were talking about.
So we were just talking a little bit about time, Ephesians 5:16. Hopefully you guys can hear us because we're just on the highway. It's kind of noisy when it's rainy, and the windshield wipers are on, and so it's a bit noisy. But we were talking about just time, and I just thought, well, time is always something good to talk about. Ephesians 5:16 says to make the best use of time and opportunities. You know, and I think that's relevant now because, you know, with some things happening now globally, you know, we've got the global crises happening. Some of us have had more time. We've had some more time. But I think that we have been pretty busy with that time, you know?
Yes.
What do you think? Because we've saved time when you think about it during this season.
The wipers now?
Well, maybe not. During this season, a lot of us have saved time from going into the office in the morning.
Time and money.
Time and money. We're not on the road. So that's mileage, gas mileage, wear and tear on the vehicle. Many of us have probably had to do less oil changes.
Yeah, cars are sitting.
Yeah. Also, less tire repair.
Yeah.
Tire repair, new tires, or whatever. And then in some cases, of course, we're saving time with not having to get even our kids up and out for school. The virtual platform has been really
a blessing to my life.
I think it's been a blessing too.
A blessing.
Yeah, 2020 has been an amazing year, and people don't see it like that.
I'm yet grateful.
Grateful. We are grateful. I am grateful for the things you have done.
Before you go off, let's bring it back in.
I just had to put that little piece in there. Grateful. We're grateful.
Gratefulness is flowing from our hearts.
Because we understand that all things work together.
Hallelujah.
And so God has, even in this time, we're talking about time, in this time, God has yet allowed us to be beneficiaries. We benefited, from, I think, much of what has happened. Some people probably needed a little stimulus check earlier in the year. Some people may have needed rest from ripping and running, or work travel, or just travel expectations, period.
Right.
I think some of us have even become more savvy in terms of technology.
Oh, yes.
So there's a lot that I think this time, that this season is teaching us and showing us,
Definitely.
What?
I'm just sending a text.
No. Yeah. I think it's, so we've benefited. So we've kind of benefited from this time. And I don't think everybody sees it like that. Most people talk about, I was in conversation with someone yesterday, and we were talking about how 2020 has just flown by.
Oh my goodness.
One day I was at work in March, and it was, let's all go home because everybody get.
Oh no! Remember, first it was the tornado for us.
Oh,
It started for us with the tornado. You didn't go to work for a couple of, I think, was it almost a week?
Probably.
It was a week. So that's how our 2020 started off.
No power for several days, probably at least
not
a
for us.
week.
We had power.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about in the neighboring area.
Well,
Some people didn't have
but
electricity for like most of the week, I think it was.
Right. So where you going? But then, then after that, after you finally went back to work after the tornadoes, then it was like, boom, COVID. Well, we just saw it as God's way of telling us, you know what? This is time for you all to have quality time as a family. That's how we kind of looked at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is time and memories that we're making with our children.
Memories, yeah, for sure. Sure.
Yeah, and I've enjoyed it because I like having everybody at home with me. Sometimes it gets very loud and crazy with everybody at home, but I enjoy it because some people they don't. Well, I look washed out anyway. I look, there's a whole whiteout going on, but
that's just the glory. That's all right.
Oh,
that's
let His glory be revealed.
Is that the glory of the Lord just shining?
Hallelujah.
It's shown on the face.
But some people, they didn't have, or they don't have family that they can enjoy during this time, because some may have lost loved ones, and they're going through different things. But there's yet and still a reason to be grateful. One, you're still here. You have an opportunity to yet get it right with the Lord.
Period.
And that's the main thing.
That's a message.
That's the main thing.
Still got it right to get it right with the. You have to have time to get it right. Yeah. So I was in conversation with a friend, a professional friend, and we're talking about how time is just flown by. And some people are talking about, well, I'm looking forward to 2020 passing, but it's like, well,
that don't mean anything is going to change immediately.
2020 has been a wonderful year, and it's provided us with flexibility that's been unprecedented, unknown to man.
But flexibility that will now become the culture for work.
Now it's like, organizations, they're seeing that work-life balance is important, because some people now, they've had an opportunity to see the importance of like having a home-cooked meal, having morning prayer with families, or dinner together.
Right, but even more to that point, for some, they see that for some the productivity is probably even gone up.
It's better. A couple of days ago, I ended up having to cut out early because I had to take care of something in the afternoon, and then I came back home and I was able to jump back on my laptop. I felt good about putting in the extra time because I had that flexibility in the daytime. And so, because at least for those that that have strong, good work ethic, those are the only ones that are really remaining with the companies anyway. Those that have that burden to actually perform and to do the work, you're going to enjoy the fact that you've got flexibility. So organizations are saying they can be productive and save people and the organization time and money. Like next week, we have a national sales meeting where I work, and it's all virtual. So think of the thousands, tens of thousands being saved.
Yeah.
So it's like, we started talking about time, which we might get to, which we may not. It's still relevant because we're talking about this specific time, this specific season. That was strange. And so, people talk about, I can't wait till 2020 is over. Look, y'all gonna be doing the same thing in 2021 as you were doing in 2020. Just stop it. Just stop it. We need to learn how to live in a timeless realm. A timeless realm. So here's what God just gave to me. Well, we serve an eternal God. If we're made in His image, we do not need to live in this place of time, but we need to live as creators. Do you know what I'm saying? Live in a creativity realm, a creation, a producing realm, not in time. We don't serve a God of time, but He's God of all creation that is eternal. So I think that my point here is that we need to continually have a mindset of productivity and producing and creating. You know what I mean? And accomplishing, our goals, and be purpose driven. Now we have opportunities even more, especially with technology. Talk about being made in His image. God has allowed us in some cases to be all over the globe. We can be all over the globe, in one place, all over the world at one time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
embrace the shift.
Yeah, through technology, but the point is we're so focused on a specific time, and we need to be more focused on our specific purpose.
Right.
Just because things have shifted, that doesn't mean that your purpose, that your assignment drops or it slows down. Drops or it slows down. I said slows down. But
or that
just
is
need
even
to
change, for that matter.
Yeah. Your purpose hasn't changed, but I think the nature, as it relates to how you accomplish, and execute, I think that has changed. That definitely changes. But my point is that we talk about a time, and a lot of us are not going to do anything differently in 2021. So I think that we, as the year ends, we need to just reflect, I think, on the time, that how we've allocated our time and money and other energy resources in 2020, and how we can maximize, even this time now as we go into 2021. I think that that the crises, quote unquote, is not we're not in any kind of crisis, but how it's being extended into 2021. I think it's a time to reflect on time and what we've done with any additional time because I think that God is going to allow us, I think, this time to be elongated, so that we can assess what we've done, and so that we can finish out this season strong. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we have some opportunity now to create some things, and we do have more time than we have, you know. But I think that we need to fill that time and stop thinking about time and shift to purpose, to like creating and producing and operating in our calling and our assignments. Why? Because we have a little more time to do it. Some people said, now I've been the one to say, you know, we've filled up our time. It's not, but we all do have more time. But I think that we need to leverage that to do some things, you know, to create. You know, that's what God did in the beginning. That's what the Bible says. He created. So yeah, so I think it's, you know, I think that we need to reflect on what we've done in 2020 and try to find opportunities to maximize our time. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much it, you know.
Well, I thank God what He is doing through us and during this time, and I look forward to the things that are to come in 2021, because somebody wrote a song about it. Y'all want to hear it? Here it go. It's called So Much Greater. God has so much greater for us. The thing is we just have to make sure that we're ready, we're prepared, and we're paying attention to what is happening.
Yeah. So we just have to shift with it, move with it, you know, flow with it, you know, bounce with it, you know. Yeah. So yeah, but I think that, you know, we've seen the influx or the rise in terms of the of cases and instances and of what's going on. But I think that God is just extending, you know, this time and this season for to complete a work in us. I think, you know, to complete a work and to allow us that time to just reflect and to get to work, and that time to I think introspectively, like inside, like, you know, what can I do, you know, in terms of like changing some of my ways or behavior, or what can I do to continually pursue purpose, or how can I create or accomplish His will during this time. So yeah.
And even for some, this time has been a time of reigniting the fire, the flame in some, to draw you closer to God, to have that deeper connection. Some of us have been like very relaxed in our relationship. And this time, during this season, it's really forced us to, your point, step back, reflect, and say, okay, I know I can't do anything. I can't control this. I can't even get out to go outside to go to the grocery store because they're trying to shut everything down. So we have to, during this time, it's really taught us something, that we're not in control. As much as we think that we can just, you know, go about our lives and do what we want to do, this has been a reminder that God is in control, and we need to make sure that we are in right standing with the one who is in control.
And stop asking, what can the church do for me, and what can we do for the kingdom? And so I can be somewhat verbose in the way I speak and how I explain, and it's really intentional because I love words, you know.
Yes,
the
I know.
serendipity, the creativity, and you know,
give it to them
of how we use words. You know, words are meaningful. Words carry the essence of like what we're trying to communicate, and it just brings it out. But my point earlier with, you know, serving a God of eternity, He's not concerned about the time in terms of like clock and the season and the year. You know, in the beginning, God created. Just create.
Take advantage of opportunity.
Yeah, and very simply put, stop worrying about the surrounding area, what's happening, and focus on your purpose to accomplish what God has put in you. It's not about 2020 and I'm ready to get into 21. This stuff is made up. 2021, 2022, call it 1950. I mean, all of our years and our timetables and all these schedule. This stuff is something that has, created the framework of time, but it's all make believe. It's made up. It's made up. All we have is our life in the earth. Time is a good thing, right? Because it provides like a frame of reference, right, as to when things have occurred. But really, from a spiritual sense, in living out your purpose, time is made up. It's just something made up. So we just have to be able to give an account of what we've done with our lives. And so we need to think holistically, not about 2020, 2021, call it 2200. It doesn't matter. But I want the will of God to be made manifest in my life, and I want to carry out my full functionality and produce and get everything that God has for me. And not only that, it's about leaving a legacy and posterity, what you leave behind. And so I think we need to think from that perspective, not about our age, not about time, not about the surrounding area and environment. What we need to know is that time is winding up.
And only what you do for Christ will last.
Time is winding up. I don't know who sang that song, but that was an original back in the day. I just had a flashback. But time is winding up. So I think that we need to not just look at time from a numbers and minutes and seconds perspective, but I think that we need to look at our lives holistically and just keep producing, measure your output. What am I doing to contribute to the kingdom and to the world in which I live and serve? What am I doing to help somebody else and to change a generation and to leave a legacy for the sake of my posterity? What am I leaving behind? So if you haven't been doing anything in 2020 and you're waiting on 2021, you ain't going to be doing anything in 2021.
Put your masks on, everybody.
Yeah, so let's change the perspective. I encourage you. We just made it to the church. I encourage you in this last hour to get ramped up for 2021. And I am believing with you that God is doing a new thing.
God is going to do
it. And I believe the scripture that God knows the thoughts that he thinks towards you and the plans that he has for you. And these plans, if you're willing and obedient, these plans are for a favorable,
I gotta cut out,
expected end. So yeah, all right, I'm done here. We love y'all. Be blessed. Have a wonderful day. And peace out. We'll holla at you later. God bless you. Love you. Bye now.